Welcome to the Reality of Herbal Therapy podcast, episode 65, Sodium Bicarbonate, or baking soda. Welcome back for another episode of the Reality of Herbal Therapy podcast. So the other day I was looking through something and I came across this article that talked about the benefits of baking soda. And if you ever saw Dr. James or Scott or Jessica in the clinic, they always suggested drinking water with baking soda. And we always hit on that it helps to balance out the pH in your body. So there are lots of other helpful benefits to drinking water with baking soda. So I thought we could talk a little bit about those and kind of discuss it today. So the first thing is, when you saw Dr. James, he always suggested to increase your water intake to 1 quart of water for every 40 pounds of body weight. And for most people, that's, around a little less than a gallon. Basically, quite often people talk about liters and, 2 to 3 liters of water. So there's all sorts of different things. Basically, try and get about a gallon of water a day. And they always suggested putting 1 teaspoon of baking soda into your gallon of water that you're drinking. And so the reason that they always suggested that is because when the baking soda within your body, it reacts with the acids and the other things in your body, and it breaks down the acids and basically balances the pH in your body. And the reason Dr. James always encouraged you to balance the pH in your body is because when the pH is balanced, your body absorbs nutrients much better. You absorb vitamins, you absorb minerals, but it also makes it a very difficult environment for molds and funguses, yeasts, parasites and things to survive in your body because of where the pH is in your body. They can't survive. And there's a lot of things like Dr. James talked about, Tullio Simoncini, who says that cancer is basically a fungus. So if you balance out your pH in your body, you're helping your body to get rid of funguses. Candida, that's another really common one. It's a yeast overgrowth in the body that by drinking that baking soda water, it actually helps that. So not only are you balancing the pH in your body, but you're creating a better environment for your body to be healthier. So that's a really important thing. Going back to baking soda, a lot of people ask, where does it come from? Basically, it is soda ash that they mix it with other things to create it. A lot of people will be like, well, does it have aluminum in it? And it is just sodium and carbon. That's all it is. It's a base. It's a weak base or alkaline. But the benefits that it has in our bodies. So number one, it helps get rid of molds, fungus, yeast, really helps the body with the pH being normal. Another thing that it does is if you have a lot of digestive problems, if you have an overabundance of acid production in your stomach, so you get heartburn or quite often, or indigestion, or even I forgot the name of whatever that is, where the stomach acid basically comes up into your esophagus and basically burns it. So by drinking the baking soda water, it normalizes that acid and keeps it from becoming too strong and too powerful to burn your stomach. It basically helps maintain your stomach acid at the level it's supposed to be at. Which is always really good. Another thing that they found is by adding the baking soda to your water, it helps reduce acid deposits throughout the body. So there's a lot of urinary tract infections and fibromyalgia, things like that. You have basically it's a buildup of uric acid, and that burns within the body. It can burn and cause infections, so like with urinary tract infections. But the baking soda also helps to reduce the inflammation around certain things, so it will help break down kidney stones. So it helps with all sorts of urinary tract infections and urinary issues. So that's another really good reason to be drinking that baking soda in your water. And with it, cutting back on the acid in your body. So when you work out really, really hard, and you know how like the next day you get the burn and the pain and everything, that pain is basically because you have uric acid crystals in your muscles. That's where they basically build up. If your body can't get rid of the uric acid, it builds up in the muscles, and the uric acid actually will crystallize. So like baking soda is a crystal of a base. Uric acid is a crystal of an acid, and so the baking soda helps to break down those crystals within the body. And if you have them within your muscles or whatever, so when you work out really, really hard, you're basically tearing your muscles on that on those uric acid crystals in the muscles. And that's why drinking the baking soda water is such a wonderful and helpful thing for that, because it really helps with breaking down the crystals within the muscles, so you don't get that burn that you get after you work out. And a lot of times when you work out and you sweat really hard, you have more chance of that crystallization. So even if you don't drink the baking soda water all the time, if you drink it before and after a vigorous workout, it will help break down those uric acid crystals. And another thing with the uric acid crystals is sometimes the crystals end up in our joints, in that fluid that's in the joints, the synovial fluid that Dr. James always talked about. And when you have those uric acid crystals in there, basically it gets sharp, and it can basically cause an inflammation, arthritis and things like that. And so adding baking soda, again breaking down that uric acid crystals, helps with that inflammation and that pain. So I hope that sharing with you these few tips for drinking the baking soda in your water is really helpful. If you have any questions or comments, just let us know, and we will talk to you next time. It is not the intent of professional herbal instruction or any persons associated therewith to diagnose or prescribe. The intent is only to offer herbal information for your consideration. In the event you use this information without your doctor's approval, you are prescribing for yourself, which is your God-given right. But professional herbal instruction or any persons associated herewith assume no responsibility. The claims and statements made on this podcast have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.